This is Mac OS Ken.
Masks are back in at Apple stores in the States. 2 more Apple targets go higher, and UK regulators target Apple and Google. It is Wednesday, the 15th of December, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by SimpliSafe. Take advantage of SimpliSafe's holiday deals and get 40% off your new home security system at simplisafe.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Headspace, meditation made simple. I have a phrase I use when I can't still my thoughts. I refer to my head as a bag of cats. My special lady friend asked me the other day if that's where my head was, and my answer was no. I actually haven't been in that state in a while, and I think that is because of Headspace. Headspace is your convenient dose of meditation, mindfulness, and sleep exercises to relieve stress and anxiety and help you get a good night's sleep, all in one app that makes it easy to catch your breath and make time for your mental health. But use it enough and it starts to work when you're not using it. I mean, the guided meditations, the music to help you focus, all that stuff is great. But using Headspace gives you tools you can use wherever you are, whenever your head gets squirrely or feline. Find some Headspace at headspace.com/macOSKen and get 1 month free of their entire meditation library. This is the best Headspace offer available, so go to headspace.com/macOSKen today. headspace.com/macOSKen. A message to folks headed to any Apple store in the US. Time once again to mask up. With an uptick in cases of COVID-19, MacRumor says Apple Retail is once again requiring customers to wear masks in all locations in the United States and enacting social distancing rules in some locations that had been eliminated earlier this year. That may mean waits to get into Apple stores in areas with a high number of cases, according to the report. If you have been keeping up with the Log4 Shell vulnerability, there is apparently good news around Apple. The Cupertino company seems to have patched iCloud against the issue. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, don't feel bad. I barely do myself. According to a piece from 9to5Mac, Log4j is an open source logging tool very widely used by both websites and applications. A security hole discovered in this could be exploited in literally millions of apps. That is Log4 Shell. And, at least in iCloud's case, the hope is that we can change could be exploited to could have been exploited. 9to5Mac has the eclectic Light company saying that Apple seems to have plugged that hole. They say researchers were able to demonstrate the vulnerability tied to iCloud on the 9th and 10th of this month, but were unable to do so on the 11th. One other bit of good news, the exploit doesn't appear to have affected macOS, according to the report. Add another analyst to the street high target table. I told you yesterday of JP Morgan analyst Samik Chatterjee boosting his Apple target to $210. That was based largely on the strength of iPhone 13 in the US and China, as well as his expectation of a 5G iPhone SE in the first half of 2022. Well, now he's got company. Bloomberg has word of a new note from BofA analyst Wamsi Mohan, who has made a giant move on the shares. According to Bloomberg, BofA's positive view is based on the expectation that Apple will launch an augmented reality, virtual reality headset by early 2023. We view this technology as a game changer, as it will enable many new applications which will require high-performance hardware and higher access speeds, according to Mohan's note. His shift feels sort of seismic. A little over a week ago, TipRanks says he reiterated his neutral rating on Apple shares and his price target of $160. Now he's got a buy rating on the shares and a street high matching $210 target. Misters Mohan and Chatterjee were not the only analysts to up their Apple targets this week. The same Bloomberg report says Evercore ISI raised its target as well, naming Apple shares a top pick for 2022. The piece says the firm sees room for sustained upside for the shares. Evercore has an outperform rating on Apple shares. With Tuesday's note, the firm moved its price target on those shares from $180 to $200. One industry tracker says Apple's share of the wireless headphones market took a significant hit last quarter, though not big enough to shake it from its top spot. 9 to 5 Mac writes up a Canalys report on true wireless stereo headphones, or TWS. Super specific that. The piece says TWS means in-ear and no wires. So AirPods Pro, and Power Beats Pro would count, while Beats Flex with their one connecting wire and anything that sits on the ear rather than in it would not. According to Canalys, Apple's share of the TWS market fell last quarter from 37.6% to 24.6%. Despite that precipitous drop, there are a couple of reasons why Apple fans and investors may not sweat the slip. First, Canalys thinks Apple's drop was due to people waiting for a third generation of the company's entry-level AirPods. Those came out in October. And second, Apple's loss does not seem to have been any one competitor's gain. Assuming its estimate is correct, even after the third quarter drop, Canalys says its numbers still left Apple with more than twice the share of its nearest rival, Samsung, with a 12% share of the TWS market. A tale of sound and fury that could eventually signify something. Cult of Mac has word of findings from the UK's Competition and Markets Authority, or CMA. It's been looking into the sway held by Apple and Google over the whole smartphone thing, and it does not like what it sees. According to the head of the CMA, Apple and Google have developed a vice-like grip over how we use mobile phones, and the CMA is concerned that it's causing millions of people across the UK to lose out. And so they plan to do nothing for now. Not that they don't want to, more that there's really not a lot they can do, it seems. According to the cult, although Apple and Google aren't being forced to make changes now, the CMA warned that as things stand, both companies meet the criteria for Strategic Market Status, or SMS in the UK. New laws have been proposed to deal with SMS, though they are still in the early status and subject to consultation. That said, if the proposals become law, and if Apple and Google are tarred with the monogram SMS, changes could be forced. Or Apple and Google could implement changes suggested now by the CMA. Those include making it easier for users to switch between Android and iOS without losing functionality or data, making it easier to install apps through methods other than the App Store or Google Play Store, enabling all developers to give users a choice of payment methods for in-app purchases and subscriptions, and making it easier for users to choose alternatives to Apple's and Google's own services, including web browsers. All of this is thanks to preliminary findings by the CMA. Their final report is expected in June of next year. In the meantime, though, the cult says the CMA has given Apple and Google until the 7th of February to respond to its initial findings. More news in a moment, but first a word from SimpliSafe, the right way to protect your home. Don't look now, but it is the holiday season, And the good people at Simply Safe have a special holiday offer for macOS Ken listeners. Right now, you can take 40% off their award-winning home security. It's a special holiday deal, though not a special holiday package. Don't need a camera, but do need a lot of door sensors. Need one door sensor and 2 cameras? Yes, they have packages ready to go, or you can put together the exact system that your home needs. These are Simply Safe's biggest discounts of the year. You can get a complete home security system starting at just over $100. As for setting it up, super simple. Installing my sensors, base station, and keypad took me less than an hour. Check out the system that U.S. News & World Report named the best home security system of 2021. Take advantage of Simply Safe's holiday deals and get 40% off your new home security system by visiting simplysafe.com/macOSKen. SIMPLI. Again, that's simplysafe.com/macOSKen for 40% off your entire system. Apple Watch wants you to ring in the new year with its annual activity challenge. MacRumor says the challenge is back for 2022 to get the virtual medal, virtual stickers, and actual health benefits. The piece says users will need to close all 3 of their fitness rings for 7 days in a row in January. That is a perfect 7 days of hitting all the user stand, exercise, and move goals, though they don't have to run Monday through Sunday. Apple Originals are settling into a new home in Europe. 9 to 5 Mac says the Apple TV Plus app is landing on SkyQ set-side boxes across the region. Announced earlier this year by parent company Comcast, the offering is slimmed down compared to other such partnerships. While customers will have access to Apple productions like Ted Lasso, Foundation, and Ted Lasso, the Apple app will not offer access to other content like Apple TV channels and content sold through iTunes. The same deal will see the Apple TV Plus app landing on Xfinity hardware in the US at some point. Soon is when the report says. Meanwhile, Sky Go will also turn up as an app for Apple TV in Europe sometime in the next year. News of another big get for Apple's video streaming service. Apple Insider highlights a Deadline report that says Apple TV Plus has beaten out Netflix in bids for an upcoming Colin Farrell series. Coming in under the working title Sugar, the piece says the series is said to be a contemporary take on the private detective story. No word on how much Apple paid, and no telling when it will hit the stream. Apple TV Plus has picked up its first Russian language show. iDownload blog says the company has acquired the rights to the thriller series Container. The piece cites a Variety report which describes the series. It apparently focuses on Sasha, a surrogate mother hiding a dangerous secret who reluctantly finds herself ensconced in the luxurious home of the rich family whose baby she is gestating. As Sasha navigates the privilege and politics of the super rich, both her secrets and theirs threaten to collide. Not unlike the deal for productions in France announced earlier this week, if Apple TV Plus wants to operate in Russia, it needs productions in Russian to comply with local law. While it will likely produce its own at some point, it is starting with a show that's already out there. iDownload blog says Container premiered in Russia and the Eastern European Commonwealth of Independent States on the subscription video service Start in September. It'll start on Apple TV Plus in the first half of 2022. The world's getting a longer look at an upcoming series for Apple TV Plus. iDownload blog says the Cupertino streamer has released an official trailer for the murder mystery series The Afterparty. Set on the evening of a high school reunion, the series has a police detective interviewing guests in a home, the owner of which, and host of the title's Afterparty, was murdered. The hook for the show, each person tells their story in their own style, which will read as different film genres for the viewer. The Afterparty starts on Friday, the 28th of January, with 3 episodes. Between now and then, you can catch the trailer on YouTube. And finally today, big news this week for the Apple TV Plus series Servant. That's the M. Night Shyamalan series about a Philadelphia couple, an odd child to say the least, and their creepy nanny. The Cupertino streamer released a trailer for the show's 3rd season on Monday. That kicks off on the 21st of January. You can see the trailer now on YouTube. That's worth a mention, though the trailer is not the big news. The big news is that Apple has signed the series for a 4th and final season. Apple Insider had Shyamalan making the announcement Tuesday. According to the piece, the writer, director, and showrunner shared the news via Twitter, saying that the original plan was for 40 episodes, but it was never guaranteed. The thriller has already aired 20 of its episodes. While he wears many hats on the show, he does not wear them all. The Apple Insider report adds that Shyamalan says that the show also acts as a vehicle for the next generation of writers and directors. Each episode features different directors and writers to bring out specific elements of each individual's approach. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Headspace. Meditation made simple. Get a free 1-month trial at headspace.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by SimpliSafe. Get 40% off your new home security system at simplisafecom/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. info@macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.